As of right now, the 49ers will only go as far as Brock Purdy can drag them. This game against the Rams was hyped as a test for the larger media to see if Brock Purdy can survive without the Avengers around him. He went 22 of 30 for 333 total yards and had 3 touchdowns, no picks, and a passer rating of 137.1. As a lifelong 49er fan, here's the key stat to me. They lost. L-O-S-T, lost. Not because of Brock Purdy. He was the only one of 2 stars who actually showed up on Sunday, the other being Juwan Jennings, who had 175 yards and caught all 3 of Brock Purdy's touchdown passes, but because of special teams, the defense, and Kyle Shanahan. This is everything Purdy has had to overcome so far. On special teams, they had a missed kick from Jake Moody, but honestly, who cares? The kid has been reliable this season, and it was his first miss of the year, and it was from 55 yards out, so not a gimme. One kick didn't cost the 49ers this game. The 2 plays that did have a huge role in that loss were the lack of execution on the fake punt. Shanahan said the team was expecting a fake there, but they still couldn't stop it.
So that was a fucking lie.
And not kicking the ball out of bounds and allowing for a huge return on the Rams' last possession. On defense, they forced the Rams to punt on the first 2 possessions, then allowed scoring drives on 5 of the Rams' next 7 possessions. One stop was only because of halftime. They were getting beat deep in coverage too often and getting pushed around in the run game. On the season, they are giving up 13.3 yards per reception, the highest in the league. That's a safety issue. Devondre Campbell has allowed 14 receptions on 16 targets so far this season for 149 yards and a rating of 126.3 when targeted. That's the worst on the team. The only one close to him is Isaac Yiadom, who has given up 10 receptions on 13 targets for 131.3 passer rating. That's a linebacker and corner problem. They are getting pushed around on the interior of the D-line, allowing 4.5 yards per carry, which is tied for 11th worst in the league. When the Rams needed to, they could run it down the 49ers' throats. As for Kyle Shanahan in the front office, this is a 2-parter, but both directly affected this game. First, I hope the season is a lesson. Get the contracts done early and get people to camp. You have 2-star players that are trying to work themselves into game shape, and it is costing you. This happened with Bosa. This happened with Debo. Get the deals done early and stop waiting for deadlines to spur action. The second part is Ronnie Bell. Why was he still out there over Jacob Cowan? After the first bad drop, he should have been benched. Yet there he was, still on the field on a critical drive and put in a position to make a critical catch. How as a head coach do you allow that to happen? There are more personnel decisions that I don't get, but those will have to be answered in the offseason. Here's why I started the video off by saying, as of right now, the 49ers will only go as far as Brock Purdy can drag them. I need Purdy to be more Tom Brady-like, to have more say on this team. To quote Brock, it's having that Tom Brady kind of feeling. Late in the game, it always feels like Tom was just going to take over and not make it close. Well, Brock, Tom wouldn't have allowed Bell to be on the field for that last drive. And I know that's a big ask, right? You're going against Kyle Shanahan, your head coach. But here's what Tom, the commentator, had to say about a young receiver dropping the ball.
Let me ask you this, in that spot, I'm not saying right now, young guy, you're trying to, get that third receiver, build up his confidence. Yeah. You go back to him, does that make you trust him less?
Not today. It's actually pretty tough to go back there because you know where he's at and you're saying, God, I'm going to him, and I just can't count on him that he's going to stay on his feet, or he obviously trusts him to do the right thing. Sure. But can he make the play?
I know Purdy doesn't have the rings, but he does have Kyle's trust, and that should be enough. He needs to be willing to leverage that in certain situations. In this case, that is as small as switching out a receiver that's struggling or having Jennings and Bell switch positions to take a shot you believe is there. If you think you have a kill shot, you need to set yourself up to be able to take it. That's what the greats do. Also, this game didn't tell us anything new about Purdy. Any single game was never going to change the opinions on Brock for the large majority of fans. At this point, you either think he is a top 10 quarterback or believe he is the product of his system. It's just about confirmation bias now. What these next 5 games will do is to show us if Purdy is worthy of the contract he's going to get next offseason or not. Eventually, this team will get right. We've seen it the last 3 years. The team has some bumps early, but they clean it up after the bye. Can Purdy keep them alive until then? If he can keep this team at or above 500 after games against the Patriots, Cardinals, Seahawks, Chiefs, and Cowboys, he'll be worth every penny. If you go into the bye 3-5 or worse, it'll be a massive overpay. It's not fair, and I get that. It's definitely not fair. But it's the standard franchise quarterbacks are held to. At this point, I'm going to ask you to engage with us. Head down to the comment section and tell me what you think the Niners record will be going into the bye. If you like this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our latest 49ers videos when they drop. You can also check out our other 49ers videos in this playlist right here. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Emmett Swarat from the RFL Show, and we'll see you in the next video.